Hey, fifth grade class. Today's skill is all about us becoming better writers. And one of the ways that we can do that is analyzing our writing, looking at our short, choppy sentences, and seeing how we can combine those sentences to much longer, more complex sentences. Not changing the sentences very much, just combining them together so we'll have less sentences, but the sentences will be longer. And we're going to do that with conjunctions, coordinating and subordinating conjunctions. Now, I know those words are a little long and might be confusing, but whenever we go over it, you're going to remember exactly what it is. You need iReady pages 8 and 9 for this lesson, which is lesson 13, combining sentences. This is what it looks like. So get that for me. And we're going to read bullet point 1. Go to bullet point 1. We're going to read that together. All right, ready? Read it with me. When the ideas and sentences are related and equally important, you can join them with a coordinating conjunction, such as and, but, or so. Use a comma before the conjunction if each idea is a complete sentence. It gives us a couple of examples, so I'll go over one. So the choppy sentences are, our class is putting on a play, period. I want to be the lion, period. Now those are very short and very choppy. Those are second grade sentences. And we can write much better than that. Our sentence structure can be much more complex, make us much a better writer if we would combine those short sentences with one coordinating conjunction. Like this. This is our example of a better sentence. Our class is putting on a play, comma, and I want to be the lion. Now that sentence is a much better sentence. The next thing we're going to do is read bullet point number 2 together. So let's read that one. Ready? When one idea is more important than the other, you can join them with a subordinating conjunction, such as when, because, although, or unless. If the clause with the conjunction comes first in the new sentence, use a comma after that clause. So if the clause comes in the beginning, you're going to need that comma before you continue the rest of the sentence. Now, an example of this, the choppy sentences, I'll be very excited tomorrow, period. I find out which part I got, period. And a better way to write that would be, I'll be very excited tomorrow when I find out which part I got. You see how that's the same ideas, but it's just one sentence and it's much longer and it makes us sound like such a better writer, like a fifth grade writer. Okay, so there is a guided practice and I've done it for you. I just want you to follow along with me and look at this. I'm going to show you the answers that I got. All right, so it says, we needed a dog to play Toto, comma, so my terrier Angus got the part. When Angus trotted onto the stage, comma, we all knew a star was born. Angus had never been in a play, comma, and I wasn't sure how he would behave. He might follow directions, comma, or he might just run off the stage. Luckily, Angus was perfect, although he didn't like sitting in Dorothy's basket. So that is a model of how coordinating and subordinating conjunctions can be used. Now, I want you to look on page 9, and I want you to pause this video if you're following along, and I want you to complete the independent practice on page 9, questions 1 through 5. I want you to pause this and complete 1 through 5 before continuing this video, okay? Because we're going to go over the answers. All right. So you should have questions 1 through 5 completed. You should have done that all by yourself, or maybe if you struggle with a couple, you could have gotten a parent or older brother or sister to help you out, but you should have answers for 1 through 5, and we're going to look at them. The first one says, Lori is creative. She was in charge of building the set. Now that's 2 short, choppy sentences. Our directions say, choose the best way to combine each pair of sentences to create a longer, much better fifth grade sentence. So for number 1, I chose C. Lori is creative, comma, so she was in charge of building the set. You see? Did you get C? Make sure you're checking yourself. Lori was creative, comma, so she was in charge of building the set. Now when you're choosing your answers, when you're doing this, you have to make sure that you're staying grammatically correct, and you have to make sure that the sentences are making sense for the context that they're in. And in any case when you're doing this, you have to make sure that you're staying grammatically correct, make sure you're putting your commas if you need a comma, and you have to make sure that the sentences make sense contextually, make sense with the context that you're using. Okay, so number 1 was C. If you got it wrong, mark what the right answer is. Number 2, the Emerald City was hard to make. It all had to be green. So the answer that I chose for number 2 was C. The Emerald City was hard to make because it all had to be green. Make sure that you got C as your answer. 3, the curtain finally rose. The audience gasped. Now the correct answer to that one was A. When the curtain finally rose, the audience gasped. Number 4, green lights cast a strange glow. They made the set look scary. The correct answer to number 4 was B. Green lights cast a strange glow and made the set look scary. Did you need a comma for that one? Nope, no you did not. 5, now nothing could go wrong. The set collapsed. And the correct answer to 5 was D. Now nothing could go wrong unless the set collapsed. Alright, so today's lesson was all about what? Combining sentences, becoming a better writer, leaving those short choppy sentences in the past, leaving those in 2nd grade, and becoming a 5th grade writer by combining our sentences into much more complex thoughts, much longer sentences, making us look like a much better writer using what were we using? Coordinating and subordinating conjunctions. And those are listed for you on page 8. And, but, or so, or our coordinating conjunctions. And our subordinating were when, because, although, or unless. So now you can always skim, after you've written something, you can always skim back through and see if there are any sentences that you can combine. And that's a very easy way to become a much better writer. Even in the rest of your iReady packet, I know there are a lot of writing prompts in your iReady packet. You can always, after you've written it, you can always skim back through it and just see if there are any short sentences that you can combine. And that's a very quick, very easy way to becoming a better writer, to becoming a 5th grade writer. All right, thanks guys.